Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to India. I'm your host, Galvin, and I hope you're doing well today. We currently have the ongoing flu pandemic, which hopefully will abate at some point. We've performed some pretty serious lockdown measures, given, we are already struggling with population. So, there's not much I can do. But that's okay. We're still chugging along through our technologies. And I think I'm actually going to pass Dove Politics. It's been requested of me. We'll lose ultramilitarism, but that's okay. I don't expect there to be particularly much resistance to this. Let me see if I can reform our government and... yeah. The problem is right now the cabinet is full of you guys. Well, that's one of many problems. I'm trying to move people around in various movements, so I'm gonna be a lot more aggressive here. Yeah. Alright, so if I do all of this, what happens? Dominant. I like how that's red. Good. I'm sure this will have no long-term issues. Alright. But yeah. We have 93% success on this. That's good, because we do have to get it through in the next year and change. We'll see about our cabinet here. Ooh, nuclear physics unlocked. Alright. Yeah, we do have unified executive, so... that gets us a little more there. Yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to think of what way I can, deal with the conservative unions. The communists just continue to be incredibly powerful. In general, it's fairly tough to deal with them. Mexican flu spreads. The anti-mask league. Yeah, well, screw you moderate liberals. Alright. I mean, if anything, I'm looking to push people towards, the national liberals, I think. I don't know, I think everyone's just going to end up in the provincial interests. And we've got some really opulent shopkeepers here. Yeah, it's just going to spread through. There's not a lot we can do. We have, fairly extreme measures in place. It's the best I can do. Alright. So, with the passing of Dove Politics, we're going to lose our ability to attack Persia. But I don't think that's going to remain for particularly long. But I don't know who I will be able to appoint here that will work well for me. That's the trick. I don't know. What are your opinions about diplomacy, communists? Internationalist? Nope. I think since you have no opinions, as far as I can tell, it'll be fine. Let's see. Wait, no, it might be under popular militarist. Oh, you fuckers endorse armed neutrality? Of course you would. Of fucking course you would. Oh shit, you guys are liberal patriotic? Alright. That might work. The trick with, like I say, Dove Politics here is upon appointing a foreign affairs minister, it will change onto something else. It depends on who I appoint. So, tough to say. I'm pretty sure I get jingoism, or maybe at this point I would get ultramilitarism. Eh, 50-50. Truth is, I'm not sure, but I do want to appease the conservative unions. They're simply too powerful for me to completely ignore. I gotta keep them out of government, though, because we just have so many loyalists. I can leave vast swaths of my cabinet empty. Alright. Put liberals back in power there, since we've kind of reached, you know, where we need to be. There we go. I want to try and keep them limited in strength. I ideally am probably going to see about firing a couple of people. How pissed are they? Oh, they're actually pretty happy. I guess we are passing death politics, to be fair. So this gives me room to maybe get rid of a couple of superfluous ministers. Removing the superfluous ministers will weaken them. Yeah. Alright. So hopefully that helps a bit. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're losing some people to the plague. It doesn't shock us. We are trying to, you know, get our population growth to be positive, although it is pretty difficult. The winning tick is at vaccination campaigns where I can finally get developed healthcare. Because in any place with sufficient development, which is most of our places at this point... Oh god, we have not actually managed to hit 100% pollution impact yet. Nice. Oh shit, right, we already have modern sewage, so we're fine. Okay. Right, modern sewage gives us 10%. So that's actually very good. Alright, so that means for the most part we don't actually have any problems with pollution. Alright. Well, it's not actually what I wanted to hear. I kind of was hoping some of my death rate would be able to be fixed with that, but turns out no. Alright, we'll try and off the Home Affairs guy as well. Ministry of the Interior plus 10%. Alright. Okay. So yeah, now the bonuses are changing. Alright, now Foreign Affairs is, you know, all this. But now I can theoretically put one of these 5 in. And what I get, I don't know. You know? I'm pretty sure I know what I get if I appoint someone who's anti-militarist. You do not care either way, which makes me believe that you're the best one. Giving literally 0 fucks, I think gives me flexible foreign policy. And I appear to be correct. Also unlocking the rest of this. Alright, so that gives me flexible foreign policy, which just is basically an influence printer, which is fine. I just didn't want to stay on dev politics because, you know, I want to be able to actually attack people. I'm Unfortunately, passing ultramilitarism again will basically be impossible. That's fine. Alright, Minister of the Interior. Fire you. Try to deal yet another blow to them. Okay, I love you. Plus 2% technology spread. Mwah. You're in. And believe it or not, straight to level 6. Let's go. Alright. And we now have a cooperative legislature with liberals in, which is very helpful. Thank goodness. Alright. Just gonna let the flu run its course. Do I even know what's going on here? Belgium's having a communist revolt, and the Germans are supporting the communists? Okay. Although I think, to be fair, this is a communist revolt against a communist state, so... Nah. I mean, to be fair, at the rate we're going, we might actually be able to undo Council Republic before too long. I really hate Standard Republic. I really do. Like, the legislative ability penalty from ideological incompatibility is brutal. You know? Like 53% just don't care. We'll see. Threat of a general strike. Yeah, good luck with that. Alright. Yeah, 30%. They're still a little stronger than I'd like. We can get rid of the police minister. We don't really have anyone to replace him, but that's fine. Functionally, anyway. There we go. Yeah, they're losing. They're losing ministers. Alright. The next election should be interesting. The next election should be interesting. So, the suffrage institution. Yeah, the moderate liberals. Literally does nothing. The -1 wealth threshold for voting I'm actually kind of okay with. Like, that literally does nothing, so... Since we're on universal suffrage, we have a level 4 suffrage institution. I guess, yeah, the wealth threshold for voting currently is 6. If I can get it up one more level, that gets rid of it. And if I put a minister in, we end up with, you know... another fire break. Perfect. Yeah. Let's make more of our upper and middle classes loyal. I love that we just get that every so often. 30%. So those two are our lower class group. So we are just under half lower class at this point. Yeah, there's not enough peasants to make up the difference. Might be enough, almost enough servicemen though. But yeah, we're basically half lower class. Which we're working on trying our best to fix. I just want to confirm we do have power plants everywhere, right? Apparently not in Fars and Isfahan. To be fair, I did just recently conquer those, so that's understandable. Everywhere has at least one railway. Good. Alright. And a new mandate available. Perfect. God, I need to lock in something here. With our minus 10% mortality, I feel like I kind of need. Gets me another standard of living as well. But on the other hand, I really could use the extra research speed. I'm still struggling to catch up, you know? I have level 6 education. So that's going to be 30% more tech spread. We just got to zoom along. I think we might actually be caught up in society tech. Well, it's something. Desperately trying to catch up in a lot of areas. I don't know, maybe I think it, you know, I think it might just be military that the AI is ahead on. And it might not even be all that far. You know? But we'll see. Oh my god, you have modern mech? Jesus Christ. Yeah, there is no tech spread for anything here. Brutal. We're too busy trying to dive our way through T5. If we can get into T6, we get the semiconductor, which is pretty important as that gives us access to the first of the sort of like later game automations and helps a lot of our structures here. You know? And overall it's pretty cheap, so... Good news is the infamy cost for Persia is declining as everyone dies of the flu. Alright. Yeah, we need to secure the rest of Persia for resources. It is shockingly brutal. The likes of Baku would be amazing if I could somehow get my hands on it, but... well, no promises. The Russians aren't exactly likely to give it up without a fight. I'm trying to look around for anything I can maybe snag from the Russians if I have to go to war with them. Because there is some resources, and it's not too bad. God. Yeah, getting power plants built in these hellscapes. Did I even bother to, like, update your production methods out here? Probably not. Right. Oh. Oh. Ooh. That's not a great sign. That's actually the first crash somehow. That's actually very impressive. You know what? I'm not even mad. First crash of this set of mods. We'll be right back. Alright, we're back. And hopefully we don't crash again. But, yeah, that's, you know what? I'm not even mad that that's how far we got before our first crash. So, geothermal energy's 4 months out. Remind me again why I even want geothermal energy. Oh yeah, I guess I just want natural gas extraction. That's reasonable. Make sure I pick up silicon after that. Yeah, we've got work to do. So much work to do. Alright. And... Alright, you three are coming along. Yeah, at least now I can maybe also just get up to companies 3. And, well, do I have another company I want to found? I guess that's the trick, not yet. The Indian Bank is now the most profitable. More or less tying with the State Bank of the Russian Empire. Which apparently can fucking invest in agriculture? Just wanted to check. Ah, shit. Okay, so this is a problem I've had with BPM before. I know about it. Unfortunately. Anytime I have tried to do a run with BPM, I always get to a point where I crash. And I can never seem to proceed farther. This, I think, is what is happening. But unfortunately, I wasn't looking at the date. Maybe I did advance a month. You know? It's tough to say. I'll find out shortly. Yeah, no, it looks like we're not getting past December. It's a pretty common issue I've unfortunately had with BPM, where just at some point, the game becomes unprogressible. The save gets infected with some bug that's just going to crash it on a specific date every time. Previously, I tried to record a series in BPM as China. However, I found myself getting that in the 1860s. And I actually talked about it on Discord with people, and everyone assured me that BPM is perfectly stable, this happens to nobody else, and it's probably just because you're playing China. When doing some weird shit with the Heavenly Kingdom. And I went, sure. And I trusted some people. And apparently I shouldn't have. We made it all the way to 1931, though, so that's an improvement. But if you ever wonder if I would ever recommend BPM, the answer is God, no. It adds so much, but it has ruined a decent number of my runs now. If there's actually 2 runs in BPM I have that never got to see the light of day because they could not get past the 1860s and 1870s. This one, well, I've already started putting it out, so I'm gonna obviously want to finish it. I mean, as I'm recording this one, episode 18 is out, so you know, it's a decently long series. I'm just hurt. I would have liked to go further, you know? I really would have. That said, this is probably where I'm going to have to call the series. Sorry for the shorter than usual episode, but for obvious reasons I don't really have any control over it. But let this be your warning. Don't play with BPM. You know? Tech&Res and ENF, sure. Go nuts. But avoid BPM. It is, unfortunately, an unstable mess for me. Some other people do claim that it's perfectly fine for them, but obviously I can't swear by what other people say. And only my first-hand experiences, which I am now batting... People's Assembly actually split off. Or, no, it didn't. Okay. I am now batting 3 for 3 games ruined. Which, you know what? If I didn't have Tech&Res, this would almost be acceptable. You know? 1931, I could live with that. But, this, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. In the meantime, though, thank you everyone for watching. I have been your host, Calvin, and I will see you guys next series. If you've enjoyed it, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more. Take care, folks. Have a good night.